Hi there, Kate LeMay here. Thanks for opening this video and paying attention to this email. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate you. So I today just wanted to talk a little bit about time and how I plan the year. I made a little note in this email about how it's literally a thing of fodder. Like most people that know me literally make a crack at me around my calendaring and time planning. Like it's to the level that when people talk about calendars or calendaring, they will be like, Kate, can you do this? Because they know this is something I'm very passionate about. And the reason is because it was like I had to, I didn't have a choice. As many of you know that are in my email list, for my regular real job, I am a YMCA camp executive director. So I oversee 3 summer camps. And as we ramp up, we go from a staff of 8 or 9 to a staff of 200 in about a month. And we go from serving nobody to serving 600 people a day. So in general, we have 800 people at a time being cared for, and we're handling 3 meals a day for those 800 people, as well as all activities and programs. And in the case of kids camp, we're literally watching and nurturing children and doing much of this with teenagers. And so we have to train everyone and help support folks so that they feel empowered to solve problems and do what needs to be done to provide the highest and best quality experience for our campers at camp. So all of that, I would just say I was born, it feels like, an anxious human being. I had a lot of worry all my childhood, and I don't know if that's like oldest kid syndrome or what. My dad was in an accident when I was little. That might have been what fueled the worry. I literally don't know, but for most of my life, I will tell you I had what most people might call some pretty high anxiety. I now label it sensation, because that really wasn't serving me to walk around saying all the time I was so anxious. And so it was out of necessity that I started really deciding things about my time in a year-round fashion, because when I'm that giving and serving through my physical body to a job, to a group of people, a community, for at least a half a year at a full clip. Like, it's crazy. You have very little time off. Even when you do have time off, you're like probably getting an 8-hour workday in, even just in the cracks and crevices of your day off. And I'm not saying you should do that. You should not, but I didn't know another way. And so a couple years ago, I think it's Jesse Eisner. He's Sarah Blakely. She's the Spanx lady. I saw this thing, he calls it the big ass calendar, and it's like a whole year planned in one calendar. But I got those calendars and it didn't work as well for me. So I end up using this Excel document, which I've provided for you in this email, where it color codes the entire year and you can kind of see what you would do with time. I started making decisions around priorities. So for me, I love my job, actually, and I love serving people in my community during the summer as much as I can. I wish I could say I could do it all year long at that capacity, but that's not where I'm at. But I would like to serve them even better, whether it's our staff team year round or the board. In order to be of that much service, I realized, I had to take care of myself better. So things like my diet, exercise, sleep routine, and so much commitment to movement, whether it was yoga or walking, or and some days it was running. Ideally, it would be weightlifting. But, it's like these things had to become habits. And then the second thing was making decisions around who and how I wanted to spend time. So I made decisions around my mom's birthday, around my sister's birthday, around people that I love, and making sure that a priority was put, like, time with my husband away from our kids a couple weekends a year, time with each one of my kids separate away from the family so that they had time with me, time with them together, time with our whole family together. So as you start to look at what matters to you and what you want more of, I hang out with a group of women. We call ourselves the Sassy Success Sisters, like committing that we would see each other. These, friends I haven't seen in a long time saying that I'm going to see you, Sherry, more this year. So those are things I think about. It's mostly people centric. And then the other one would be not missing holidays. So days that my kids are off school, like could we make one of those weekends time we're away? Or am I going to very intentionally do nothing and be at home and have no guilt about that? What kind of downtime do I need? Last year I went to Old Orchard Beach by myself. I meant to go with my friend Erin, and unfortunately she had to cancel, but it ended up being sort of a incredible time alone. I had Lonnie came to visit me and my friend, and so that was amazing. But in most of the time I was by myself, and I got a couple nights there, and that was magic. So I am like, ooh, I think I'd do that again in the exact same room. I had a great oceanfront room. So thinking about what habits do you need to instill for you to be reaching your goals? That's a question only you know the answer to. Is it about your health? Is it about your finances? Is it about your dreams? Do you want to start teaching a class? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to open a yoga studio? Do you want to run a retreat? Like, what do you want to do? And then maybe you have a couple. And then the other would be so you got to make those decisions and like kind of one at a time, chip at those over the months. The other is like, what are the big rocks you're going to put in your calendar for the year? Maybe you'll even think about what kind of one-on-ones do you need in your workplace to move big goals, and decide that the best you can now. I like to reflect quarterly on how it's going and make time to put big events in my calendar so that I make sure fun is in the plans. So last year I did go to 7 retreats, and in fact, I ran them. This year they are being run by my friends. So thank you, friends, for running the retreats. They have new mamas, and I will be at all of them. So if you do decide to join us, I have left them marked in the Excel calendar so you could kind of see, do any of those dates work for you and the locations where they're at. There's a flyer that tells you all the dates, locations, themes, the name of the camp, so you can look them up to help you make a decision. So if I would say an inexpensive, full of adventure, time and community where it's very healthy, good choices around movement, meditation, journaling, food, everything happens for you in that weekend. So when you walk away with a little more rhythm and routine to stuff that I think really matters to many of us. That's what I've learned. So if I can be of any support to you over this year, keep reading these emails. Tell me what you might want to know or hear. If you have any questions, like there's no secrets here. I'm pretty authentic and transparent, as most of you know, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Enjoy the link with the year-long calendar, and let me know if there's any other resources you think that might be helpful. Be well.